Hello YouTube viewers. Today we're at a swimming pool being maintained by a saltwater chlorine generator we recently installed. I know there's a lot of questions about these units. Some people get confused, so we're going to go over the operations and try to help everybody out. Here we have our installed chlorine generator. I've removed the cover over the top to make everything clearer for the video. This is the newest unit that Pentair has, so your unit may have a few less options on it, but that's okay. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. So let's start at the top. This LED up here, the one that says salt level. If this is green, a solid green, it means that your salt level is within the recommended amount. If for some reason this is flashing red, that would mean that your salt level is low, but the unit is still working. If it's solid red, it means your salt level has gone so low that the unit has shut itself off. So you don't want that. If you see it flashing red, you want to take a sample, get your salt level checked, and bring your salt level back up to the recommended 3,600 parts per million. If for some reason this is green and flashing, that means that your salt level is actually on the high side. You can drain some of the water from the pool to dilute it, or you can wait for it to go down. It's not a concern with the system running, but if you don't want to have the salt level high or taste it, you might want to bring it down. So let's go down to the next LED. Okay, this one says cold water. That is not on some of the older systems, but they recently put it on it. If the water is below 52 degrees Fahrenheit, the system will shut off and the cold water LED will come on. At that temperature, the system's not efficient, so the system shuts itself down. It's generally something most people never see unless they open their pool extremely early. Okay, moving on to the next light. This one that says cell, okay, that can either be off or solid green. I've had a few people call us. They said it's flashing when it's cycling from green to off. Don't confuse flashing with that. Let me actually boost this up and you'll see it come on, okay? What that means is the cell is currently producing chlorine, okay? A flashing, which is quick, means there's a problem with the cell and you need to inspect it. Now we turn it back down. All right, the next light, okay? This one here that says flow. That's very important. If that's green, it means that you have adequate water flowing through the system. Not a problem. If for some reason that's red, the first thing you want to check, boy, some luck, a helicopter coming by in the middle of my video. Hopefully you can't hear that too much. Let's wait for it to pass. All right, it's passed. If for some reason you see a red, check your skimmer baskets, make sure they're not clogged, check your pump basket, backwash the filter, and it should go back to green. But essentially that means that there's not enough water flowing through the system. If it remains on in spite of doing all those things, and you can obviously see there's plenty of water flowing through, call your pool company. You could have a bad flow sensor. All right, so lastly, there's only two buttons on the unit that actually the user can do anything with. There's less and more, and let me show you how those work, okay? Each time you press the more button, it lights up another sequential LED, okay? All the way up to 100%. Now, if we go down, okay, you can see with the solid LEDs, you have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100%. But if we keep pressing it when we're at minimum, they'll flash, okay? And if we press it again, what happens is you go to this scale where you have 8%. So when they're flashing, the top numbers here are what you're outputting. So right now we would be outputting 8% of the time. Okay, that's a good feature they added. Some people, if you buy an oversized unit, sometimes 20% isn't low enough, so they've changed the unit so you can go all the way down to 2%. Hit it again. All right, you're down to 2%, and if you hit it one more time, the system's totally off. Okay, so let's go back up. Keep hitting them, and I'll set this back to 40%. There's one more function. If you press both of these at the same time, okay, you'll see it do a dance like that. What that's doing is it's producing 100% chlorine for 24 hours, and then it's going to revert back to your setting. So this way, if your chlorine got on the low side and you needed to boost it up, but you didn't want to forget, which is a common thing, and leave it at 100%, that's a much safer option. To turn that mode off, just hit less and more again. Okay, so those are the basic operations. One thing to note with this boost mode here, a lot of people believe they can shock the pool by doing that, and unfortunately you really can't do that because it's going to produce 100%, but it still generates it slowly. That's the beauty of these systems, but they don't allow for shocking the pool. So if you feel the need to shock the pool, for some reason you get algae, use granular or liquid chlorine. These systems are totally compatible with chlorine. In fact, they actually produce chlorine from the salt through electrolysis. That's another thing that confusion surrounding these units. I'm not going to get into a full explanation, but people believe that they're chlorine-free swimming. It's not, but it's a fantastic way to produce chlorine and in consistent amounts, so you don't get spiking of your levels. All right, that's pretty much it for the explanation. Let's put the cover back on.